Captain America is a fictional superhero character created by cartoonists Joe Simon and Jack Kirby, who first appeared in issue number 1 of Captain America in March 1941, published by Timely Comics. Captain America is the alter ego of Steve Rogers, a frail young man who was enhanced to the peak of human perfection by an experimental super soldier serum that was used to aid the US Army's efforts in World War II. Near the end of the war, Captain America was trapped in ice and he survived in suspended animation until being revived in the present day. The Captain America character wears a costume bearing an American flag motif, and he utilises an indestructible shield made from vibranium, which he throws as a projectile weapon. Although Captain America often struggles to maintain his ideals as a man out of time with modern realities, he remains a highly respected member of his community, which includes becoming the longtime leader of Marvel's Avengers. Captain America was also the first Marvel superhero to appear on the screen, with the release of the 1944 serial film Captain America, starring Dick Purcell. Today, Captain America has found new popularity as one of the best-loved characters in the hugely popular Marvel Cinematic Universe, being played to perfection by Chris Evans. Captain America is the perfect superhero role model, shunning the limelight and always maintaining his sense of right and wrong. Here is our list of the top 10 best vintage Captain America toys. Hello Captain America fans, my name is Tony, and kicking us off in the number 10 slot is the 12-inch Captain America action figure from Mego.
I can do this all day.
The Mego toy company achieved runaway success with the popularity of their 8-inch tall World's Greatest Superheroes line of action figures, which debuted in 1972. However, the company did start to manufacture some of their more popular characters in the 12-inch format, but this wasn't until 1978. The majority of these 12-inch superhero action figures are extremely well sculpted, but sadly you can't say the same thing about Mego's 12-inch Captain America figure. His head is huge and way out of proportion with the rest of his body, which prevents him from ranking any higher on this list. Taking the number 9 slot on this list is the Marvel Secret Wars Captain America action figure from the Mattel Toy Company.
Is this a test? Yes.
Mattel's Secret Wars toy line was a short-lived tie-in to the Marvel Comics Secret Wars miniseries. The first series of action figures introduced many classic characters, such as Doctor Doom, Dr. Octopus, and Wolverine. But in my opinion, this range of toys is one of the weakest superhero offerings of the vintage era. And much like the Mego 12-inch version, Mattel's 4.5-inch Captain America action figure is another disappointment, mainly due to the fact that he wasn't accessorised with his iconic shield, but instead came packed with a similar style of lenticular shield as all the other characters. At least Gentle Giant corrected this mistake with their 1/6 scale remake of this 80s action figure. Number 8 on the list of the best vintage Captain America toys is the Tinplate Tricycle from the Louis Marx Toy Company.
I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from.
Manufactured in 1968, the Marx wind-up Captain America tin toy tricycle is very difficult to find today, making it one of the rarest Captain America toys on this list. When a child wound the key, Cap's tricycle would drive around in circles, as the shield on the back of the bike would ring like a bell, and I'm sure you'll agree this is one very unusual vintage superhero toy. Coming in at number 7 on the list is the Remco Captain America utility belt.
Captain America.
The toys produced by the Remco Toy Company are generally of lower quality than the other toy manufacturers of the day, and this is evident with their 1976 release of the Captain America utility belt. The set comes with a red plastic belt with white buckle, a walkie-talkie, handcuffs, and a truly awful looking pair of decoder glasses, but the set makes it onto this list due to the classic artwork adorning the box. Clocking in at number 6 is another toy from Remco, the 12-inch Powerized Captain America figure.
I've knocked that Adolf Hitler over 200 times.
Remco's Powerized line of toy figures is somewhat of a continuation to their Energized line of superheroes. I call these figures and not action figures because they have no articulation. Instead, they incorporate battery-powered features. The Remco Powerized Captain America figure comes with a glow-in-the-dark shield and ray gun, a sliding cord for fast escapes, but the best feature is his battery-powered shield that actually spins on his arm. Taking the number 5 slot on the list is the Corgi Captain America Jetmobile from 1978.
You're late.
Couldn't call my ride.
The Captain America Jetmobile is a 7-inch long die-cast and plastic miniature vehicle made by the classic British company Corgi Toys. If you're going to add one of these to your collection, I highly recommend forking out the extra cash for a mint boxed example, because the original packaging is simply stunning and looks wonderful on a toy collector's shelf. As we get closer to the top slot, the number 4 entry is another classic toy from the Mego toy company, the Captain America America.
We only got about a 10-second window. You missed that window. We're bugs on a windshield.
Scaled to fit the aforementioned 8-inch tall Mego superhero action figures, the Captain America is one of the best toy vehicles manufactured for this line. Produced in 1976, the toy incorporates a spring-loaded flip-out deflector shield action gimmick and is adorned with a red, white and blue colour scheme, making it easy to identify as Cap's signature ride. Coming in at number 3 is the Marx Captain America friction car from 1968.
It's not going to be a safe landing.
This classic 60s toy is a 4-inch long tin lithograph car with a vinyl Captain America head. And just like the Marx tricycle, this is another hard to find and costly to acquire toy. One of the features that I like most about this toy is the lithographing, that features pictures of other classic Marvel characters, such as Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. Taking the number 2 slot on the list is the Captain Action Captain America outfit from the Ideal Toy Company.
Been asleep, Cap, for almost 70 years.
You should have easily guessed this one, since the Ideal range of Captain Action figures have made numerous appearances on these top 10 lists, and this is one of my favourites from the line. This 12-inch scaled figure comes dressed in Cap's traditional star-spangled outfit, and is equipped with a rifle, pistol and holster, and of course, his iconic shield. Before we reveal our top pick, here is the worst vintage Captain America toy, the Captain America scooter from Marx.
We did it so that people could be free. This isn't freedom. This is fear.
This bizarre toy from the Louis Marx company probably isn't the worst vintage Captain America toy ever made, but I chose it because I really wanted it on this list, but it didn't quite make it into the top 10. Released in 1967, this friction drive scooter ridden by Captain America is actually pretty cool the more that I think about it. So let's all agree that this isn't the worst Captain America toy ever made. Let's call it the most unusual Captain America toy ever made. And so coming in at number 1 is the all-time greatest vintage Captain America toy, the 8-inch Captain America action figure from Mego.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
The 8-inch range of Mego's World's Greatest Superheroes was a legendary line of 1970s action figures, but Captain America certainly wasn't one of their best efforts. In fact, there's much to dislike about this figure, such as his lack of red gloves and white sleeves, or the fact that Mego gave him Superman's boots, rather than designing him his own pair of red pirate-style boots like he wears in the comic. Having said that, I bet you're now wondering why I chose the Mego 8-inch Captain America action figure as the number 1 toy on this list. Well, his shield accessory is extremely cool, which makes up for a lot of the other faults with the figure. But the main reason this figure ranks so high is because this is the first time in history a child could get all of Marvel's Avengers in action figure form. And since Cap is their leader, it's only fitting that he takes the number 1 slot on this list. I mean, just look at them. With Steve Rogers leading from the front, Mego's Avengers are simply one of the best sets of vintage action figures ever made. So that's our list of the top 10 best vintage Captain America toys. Did you agree with our list? Please leave us a comment in the section below, and if you like this video, hit the like button. And don't forget to click subscribe to stay up to date for more vintage toy goodness.